contact me today. I would love to work with you for your facility, home, center, or ministry. Let's do it. Hey, how are you doing, everybody? I am excited for this opportunity to see you. You know exactly what time it is. It is ECE time. Yes, it is ECE circle time, and I want to welcome you to the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time. Yes. If you ever work with young children, or if you ever visited a early education facility or a child care center, you know that you see all the children on the floor with the teacher. They are excited. They are jumping up and down. The teacher is reading a book. She is going over the lesson plan. She may have items out on the floor for the children to look over. Well, this is our circle time. As an early childhood educator, I am so excited to be a part of the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time. We are a community where people who love children, whether it is their own or it's a child that they love, and some of us that are just advocates, come to uplift, to network, and to connect with one another. And each and every time that we come together, we are spotlighting some really important information that impacts our community. So again, welcome to the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time. We are going to be hanging out tonight with one of our friends, Miss Cherish Davis. She has some information for you. So I'm going to give you a second to go ahead and save this video, like this video, share this video, let all of your friends know that Miss Melody is on and she has a special guest that is within our community to give us some information. So you go ahead and do that right now. Let them know that we have started and now is the time for them to join us. Come on back, y'all. Okay?
Hi, I'm Mrs. E. Welcome to the EQ Kids crew. As a first grade teacher, I see the importance of kids knowing their emotions on a daily basis. Children can be very emotional and have a strong emotional response to things they see, hear, or do, and they might not know what to do with those big feelings. This can lead to tantrums, hitting, bullying, and a whole host of other problem behaviors. That's why it's important for adults to have a good understanding of their child's emotional needs and how to help them respond in healthy and safe ways. What's even more important is how adults model managing their emotions for their kids. With the EQ Kids crew, the social emotional card game for kids, adults and children will get to learn more about themselves and each other's emotions. Don't worry, emotions can be fun. I can't wait to introduce you to my class. They love our special EQ time and helping other kids learn about their emotions too. Oh, it's time for class! Stick around for the next video to learn how to play the game, the EQ Kids crew, the social emotional card game for kids.
Hey, everybody. I am so excited that you have came back. Again, welcome to the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time. My name is Melody McGuire, and I am so excited to be the founder of this community. We come together to network, to uplift, and to connect. And on tonight, or the morning, depending on where you are watching from, and even if you're catching the replay, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. You are in for a special treat. And on this evening, before we get completely started, I'm going to bring up our special guest, Miss Cherish Davis. Everybody, let's get your spirit fingers together and say, welcome to Miss Davis. She's coming, y'all. Let's go.
Hi,
Hello.
everyone. Hi, Miss Melody.
Hello. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All is well. I am so thankful to have you here on today. Thank you so much for joining us. It is my pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, you know what it is. It's several times, so I'm going to have to sing to you real quick. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. This one is just for you and for our new friends, too. Hello. Hello, hello, and how are you? I'm fine, I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. So, welcome, Miss Davis.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Miss Davis. Listen, you have some great information that we all need. I
Yeah.
know. Listen. I worked in the center. I worked on the center. I worked in between the centers. And right now, listen, I'm traveling all over the United States of America and Canada and whoever else needs me to help them to become nationally accredited. And I know with your skill set, you can help everyone that feels as if the work never ends. And
Yes.
I I know the feeling that for many of the providers and the owners that I've worked with, even with becoming a nationally accredited, it having a high quality program is really about a continuum. You know, it is saying, okay, we're meeting these standards. We know that we can do it, but even after they become accredited, that's when the real work begins because it is about maintaining that. And so I know that even for nationally accredited programs, they still have to put out fires. They become a little
Mhm.
bit more proficient at putting out fires, even the little ones. But if you could, before we get all into the good stuff, I want you to take a moment to introduce yourself to everyone here so that they can know who you are.
Yes. So my name is Cherish Davis, and I'm the founder of the Learning Lab consulting firm, as well as a child care center, Queen City Early Childhood Center.
Listen, baby. This what I'm talking about. Straight to the point. Straight to the point.
Mhm.
She wants you to know who she is and where she's from. So tell everybody. I know where Queen City is, but some of our
Mhm.
listeners may not know where Queen City is. Tell them who is the Queen City.
Yes. So Queen City Early Childhood Center is located in Buffalo, New York. And that's where I'm originally from. Now I am in Georgia outside of Atlanta, but my center is still in Buffalo, New York.
Now wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. I know somebody's like, wait a minute. That's an 18-hour drive. Almost an 18-hour drive. How are you keeping that center alive all the way from New York City, of New York State, rather, down to Georgia? How are you doing this? I don't, before we even get into all of the good stuff, how are you doing it?
Honestly, it was the systems that I implemented in my business.
Mm,
If I'm being 100% honest, I had no desire to move out of the city that I was born in. It
really?
just kind of happened when I started literally implementing these systems.
Mm.
I fired myself, hired a director, and it just kind of happened. It became an option for me once I didn't have to be there every day.
Wait a minute, you fired yourself?
I did by accident. I just thought about it. It wasn't even a plan that I had. It was really by accident.
You by accident you did
Yeah.
was that the epiphany of saying, okay, wait a minute, there has got to be a better way.
Yes, and I just thought like, before, when you're in the thick of things, it just seems like, oh, how am I going to get on the other side?
Mhm.
Once I got on the other side, it just really opened up other opportunities. And
Mm.
that's why I say it was by accident because I didn't originally have this plan.
Wow. What was give us just a snippet of your original plan? Because this is amazing to hear. I never heard anybody say, well, I just fired myself.
I did. I did. My original plan was just to, originally open up the center and maybe expand the center,
Mhm.
maybe get another site in Buffalo, not
Mhm.
out of state, not anywhere else. It was really just to expand the program that I had already started.
Wow. So tell us what inspired you to become an early childhood educator and leader in this industry?
Yeah, so I would say I knew that I wanted to be a teacher in kindergarten. When
Mhm.
I was 5 years old, I used to just be mesmerized by like, oh, this is what a teacher does all day. You get to work with kids. I used to play school in the summertime. Like I knew I wanted to be an educator.
Mhm.
So from, as early as I can remember, I was aligning myself with that path.
Mm.
Went to school for education. I thought I was going to be in the school system, like directly in the school system. I got a job at an early childhood center when I was in college, and I just fell in love with working with early childhood, birth through 12 years old. So it kind of I just stayed there and kind of just worked my way up from various positions in the classroom, administration, large programs. I mean, I worked for a Head Start program, and we had probably like 600 teachers. It was a large program. And
Woo!
so I worked my way up. And then, one day I was like, you know what? I want to try this for myself. And that was almost 5 years ago. I opened up my center.
Wow. So now you got me going all off the script. You guys, come on. No, listen, everybody needs to hear your story because there's something that we always can relate to. We all start off with this trajectory in life, even at a young age, when people may say, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And sometimes we put ourselves in a box and say, I think I want to be this. But life leads us along a different pathway. But sometimes that thing that we were, as many would say, predestined for, it comes back to us if we're open for it. And so from a young
Mhm.
age, as you're stating that you have been unintentionally been strategically, let's come on now. You've been unintentionally, but strategically putting yourself in position to do what you do. And that is amazing. And which is one of the reasons that I love your brand. Y'all, before I go any further, because I need to stay with the run of the show. I need to stay with the run of the show because I want to stay focused, y'all. I want to stay, I'm not gonna stay focused. Baby, tonight I'm getting into it because you guys, our word for tonight is implement. The word for tonight is implement. You see the title. We want to make sure that you implement some systems. Just consider and think about the wealth of information that is here for you tonight. So before we get into everything else, you all, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds for those of you who haven't known. I want to tell you now, I want you to meet me in Austin, Texas next year for a special event. Now, go ahead and screenshot this information so that you can meet me there, and then also screenshot the information that you see running across this platform so that you can stay in contact with Miss Cherish. Miss Cherish, tell them, make sure you screenshot. I want them to know how to
Yeah.
get in contact with you.
Yes, screenshot. My website is on there, www.llconsultingfirm.com. And on Instagram, it is cherish_the_boss bay, all one word.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, y'all. We shall be right back again. I want to welcome each and every one of you and tell you thank you so much for following. Make sure that you are following ECE Circle Time on all platforms and follow Miss Cherish Davis because I promise you, she has some information that she's going to be sharing with us on tonight that will help make the business that you're running much, much better. But until then, watch this video because I want to see you in Austin, Texas.
This is LJ Henderson, the gem of STEM. I'm just a girl educating the multitudes. It's about the necessity of early exposure of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Today, we had our ribbon cutting celebration to celebrate 1 year in business at the Little STEM Academy, and it's also our product launch. So we're taking STEM to homes and to schools throughout the country. We have 4 lab kits available. We have human anatomy, chemical reaction, frog dissection, and of course, mathematics. All of those can be found on our website at littlestemacademy.com. Just click on lab kits. And if you want to bring STEM home for Christmas, you can also click that same link. And if you would like for the Little STEM Academy, me or some of my teammates to actually come to your school and play with your kids and do experiments, we have opportunities for that as well. So just reach out to us. You can call us at 1-800-495-STEM. Again, that's 1-800-STEM. Another way of saying that is 7836. Thank you so much for helping me take this education thing to the next level with STEM.
Hey, everybody, we are back and we are back on track. Welcome to the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time. My name is Melody, and I am so thankful to be here with you on tonight. Because on tonight, right now, this moment, if you are catching the replay or even if you are here with me live, you are getting an opportunity to meet Miss Cherish Davis. She has already given us some information about herself and about her history on how she ended up in our industry. But one of the reasons that we have her here on tonight is to talk about what she does and how she's come to be an implementer. That's what I want to say, an implementer of ensuring that programs just like yours and or your neighbors. That's right, I said it, it's your neighbor. You can look straight ahead, neighbor. I ain't talking about nobody, but I might be talking about you, because we understand that running a facility, especially with wanting to run a high quality program, it takes a lot of work. You need to have systems in your business. Okay. My hand went up because not all of looking straight ahead and talking to your neighbor, baby, I'm talking about me. I am talking about me. Yes, Miss Melody, the one who has helped over 24 programs across the country to become nationally accredited. I remember when I was working in the center, sometimes having challenges because there were no one who was available that I knew of, like Cherish and so many other people that had taken their experiences and packaged them to say, hey, maybe your center isn't doing this or doing that, because let's try to work this out. I was just so used to possibly depending upon the state, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But from a business aspect, there is everything wrong with that, because it is your business. And you want to make sure that, yes, some of us, I'll look straight ahead because I'm going to talk about you. I'm talking about, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your neighbor. Some of our friends came into this industry as a way to, make a quick dollar, because children are always being born. There's enough for everybody. But they didn't understand or have the necessary tools to be successful. And that is what our guest for tonight has done. So y'all, I want you to welcome back up here to the stage, Miss Cherish Davis. Come on, the systemic educator. Hey, Miss Lady. Go right ahead.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, I'm Cherish Davis, the founder of the Learning Lab consulting firm, and I'm so excited to continue this conversation because it's so good. It's needed for sure.
It is needed. I've only been working in this industry since I was 2. So for the past 21 years, for the past 21 years, and really recently up until the pandemic, I never thought about the industry in regards to the business aspect of taking care of children, the way that we are presenting ourselves. And I'll be honest with you because I can. This is my platform. I can say what I want to say. But here is the real truth: is that when I came into this industry, I was really only focused on the education
Yeah.
aspect of it. And I'm gonna be honest again, I spent a lot of time in government funded programs. I'm a Head Start baby.
Mhm.
You know, Head Start raised me, and Head Start helped pave the way for me. And when I say Head Start baby, that means that I spent a great portion of my career working there. So
Mhm.
outside of working in the Head Start, outside of working for, literally the government as a
Yeah.
life consultant, and even as with contract work with QRIS, I never really looked at the business portion of it. And
Mhm.
that's so important because we need to make sure that we have systems in place to operate. So
Yeah.
you know how it is, y'all. Back at ECE Circle Time, when we come together with the children, we're either introducing something new to them. And for tonight, our word is implement. Now, for those of you who are like, wait a minute, what this woman talking about? Implement? Yes. Baby, you are at the early childhood educator circle time. So whatever we're going to be talking about tonight, we felt that this would be the word to really help guide us. And so when we're with children, we take the word down and we break it down. We break it down by syllables and we break it down in terminology because we understand that everybody learns in many different ways. The main three ways are auditory, somebody can hear something and they got it. Visual, they can see something and they got it. And kinesthetic, some just got to touch it. Just like, why are you so busy? Because I got to touch and move at the same time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clap, I'm going to snap, and I'm going to nod it. I'm going to clap, snap, and nod out the syllables to the word and give you the definition. Is that okay with you, Miss Cherish?
Yes, it is.
And then I'm going to turn it over to you for a moment just to talk to the people. So our word for today is implement. Let's clap it. Implement. Let's snap it. Implement. Let's nod it. Implement. One more time. Let's clap it. Implement. Let's snap it. Implement. Let's nod it. Implement. And that is to put into effect. Oh, baby, that sounds so good. But then there's those things that's in parentheses: a decision, plan, agreement. So again, implement a decision, a plan, an agreement. We got to put it into effect because if you don't put it into effect, let me show you what's gonna happen. It's called blackout. It's called blackout.
Mhm.
It's called that your business will not last long. No matter how much heart, how much love, and how much passion you have for it, if you do not have the systematic educator or somebody with you to help you, it's not going to last. So for those who are just coming in, Miss Cherish, I'm going to give you the floor. If you want to talk a little bit about yourself, reintroduce yourself to the people before we
Yeah.
start asking some questions.
Yes, so my name is Cherish Davis. I'm the founder of the Learning Lab consulting firm, as well as Queen City Early Childhood Center located in Buffalo, New York. And I'm happy to be here tonight to talk about systems and implementing systems and how that can help improve your business.
See exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. What inspired you to begin to come up with this idea of implementing systems in business?
So I would have to say it was again how we talked about being in the thick of it. You can't see past like the situation
Mhm,
you're in.
mhm,
And I just remember at one point in time, we used to be open. My childcare center used to be open from 6 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. And so if somebody called off from the night shift, even if I had opened, like I would have to close or I would have to stay later. So, you have a lot of time to think like you are in it all day long. And I remember there were even times where we had transportation, and I was the transportation person after being there all day. And so I was tired, and I was like, okay, I have to figure something out, because who can last that long doing all these things by yourself? And so I really had a lot of time to think and just try to figure out a plan. And so, like, the word of the day is implement. I had all these ideas, things that I wanted to do, but I was like, okay, I don't have time. The situation is not right. I have too much going on. But what I realized is there's never a perfect time. Like, you just have to jump out there and implement these ideas, because the ideas, I had a whole sticky note, chart paper, chart size paper with all these wonderful ideas, but they were just on paper. I had to really put it into play and get a plan together.
Whew. I just wanted to stop for a second. I want it to sink in. You said you had all the plans on chart paper. Tell them one more time. Go ahead and talk about me. You can talk about me. Go ahead.
Yes, on chart paper, I mean, surrounding me on this wall, the wall in front of me. And I thought, it was like keeping me motivated. But then I thought, like, after a while, it was stressing me out, because I was like, oh, I want to do all these great things. And then I was like, well, how are you going to do it? Like, how are you going to have time? You don't even have time for this, this, and that. So yes, that chart paper was surrounding me everywhere.
Ooh, okay. You don't have to say nothing because we can't see you, but I know you see us. Is she talking about you? Okay. Because she was talking about me. She was talking about me. I can recall that also being my experience. So tell me, if you don't mind, because I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a question up here this time, y'all. Share with me just a little bit about that journey. From saying, okay, I'm going to take this frustration, this pain, and turn it into a purpose.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, because it's still mind blowing. That's literally almost 20 hours a day. And I could not, I don't want to imagine, because you have all the empathy, sympathy, all of the thieves for me. You have that for me to just be in a position to say, I'm going to have to stay here all day and try to drive. Somebody else do it. Like, let's talk to us about it. Talk to me.
Yes. So, I mentioned before, I knew I wanted to be a teacher, right? And the path that I thought, that I started with is not where I ended up. And so, even with, again, firing myself on an accident, I realized I still wanted to be a teacher. So I had to figure out how I would still be able to be in that space, since I didn't have to do all the things anymore. And so this consulting firm really came to me because I needed that when I was in the thick of it, trying to figure it out. Like you said, when you first started out, your all your thoughts were on the kids. I went to school for education, so education was my thing. And even the roles that I've had as administrator, I was not in charge of paying people. That is a whole nother thing in itself. And so I had to figure out, okay, how am I going to put systems in place for the business side of things that I don't really know right now? That entailed me taking classes and taking courses and working with other people, trying to figure that out. But I never would have been able to do the business side of it if I didn't have systems for the stuff that I knew that I could do in my sleep, that I have been doing for 20 years.
If she's talking about you, she's talking about you. You don't have to say anything. Just make sure that you screenshot this. Just screenshot this so that you can talk with her. We are just so elated to have you as a member, as a part of the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time, and thinking that it's not robbery to share information with others, because that is important. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 2. So 22 years ago when I started, it was put your diaper on and go on outside and play. And so there's so much that changes every day, especially with our ability. And we want to, as educators, provide the best. But what do you do when it's 6:30 and the parents are outside of your door saying, "Well, are y'all open today?" What is it like? Do you have a system in place that maybe by 5:45 your people are already there? Have you strategically possibly even look for a director or someone who lives within the community, especially if you do not live in that community, to help you serve the community? So that is just something that's so important. But even with considering that, if you don't mind, like, what are some challenges that you observed in the industry, and how is your service addressing some of those issues?
So one of the biggest challenges that I've observed, and this is in private childcare centers and homes, even to when I was working with Head Start, is staffing. Like you said, putting a system in place so that if you open at 6 or 6:30, that somebody is going to be there on time, and the logistics of where they live and how close are they from the center? Do you have a backup person if that person is sick? Those are all examples of systems that I did have to put into place. So let me see. One of my favorite systems that I put into place was all of my lead teachers are either team leads or on the track to become team leads. And that is because that helps to distribute those leadership roles. And it gives your lead teachers a chance to show the other skill sets that they have so that they can utilize those skills in and out of the classroom. So that is one of the systems that I put into place, because it not only helps with helping things to run smoothly, it also helps to empower your staff to know, like, if I choose to, one day I don't have to stay in the classroom because I'm gaining all these skills, even in the role that I have now. Oh, and then how my consulting services help address that is I help people kind of look at what they have going on, and they make that long list on that chart paper of all the things. And then one by one, we kind of take them piece by piece and figure out, okay, what is the main goal for this piece right here? What do you want to accomplish by putting a system into place? How can you do that and empower other people so that
you're... Get your feet off the table. This ain't your mama house. Put your feet...
I absolutely love that. Because as you stated, when you were talking about me, I never say that, but when you were talking about me, because of how I used to have my sticky notes everywhere, and as if they were affirmations. Never mind.
You're talking to me for sure.
How I had my sticky notes and these ideas, taking them from out my head to putting them on paper, is very important. But one thing that you stated that just really resonated with me is really having a trajectory and or a ladder or a plan that your staff would be able to follow, saying those lead teachers, we're putting you in position to be the best. Like, this is not a part of the questions, but come on, let's talk about that.
Yes. So when I was working my first job in a childcare center, I was a lead teacher and I was great. I was like, okay, I'm good here. Like, I didn't think about doing anything else. But there were skills that my director and owner saw in me that she kind of pushed me out there to become the assistant director and then the director of her program. And so I kind of feel like if she would have never kind of nudged me, I probably would have been content staying in the classroom. But she saw skills in me that I didn't see in myself. And so that is one thing about being a leader, a director, a owner, is seeing the qualities that your teachers possess and how you can use those in other parts of the program. That helps with the buy-in to make sure the quality is spread out with everybody and not just, the person in charge or admin or, the director.
I had to come off because I needed people to hear that we empower one another and give others an opportunity to grow when we show and we demonstrate and have a plan for them to say, hey, you don't just have to come in one way, you can grow where you're placed. Because sometimes some people, as we know, they work for people, they may feel as if they reached a ceiling at your company, and or they may have to move. But have we cultivated that relationship for them to want to stay in the industry? Because as we're releasing one, we're receiving one, and we don't want to receive what we perceive to be something that's we don't need.
Right.
Like you wanted to release them to their greatness, it's because you also want to pull in greatness. Because I've been guilty of asking the person who was working behind Dollar General, hey, do you like your job?
Yeah.
I've done it where there was a young lady, every time I went into Dollar General, she was always smiling. She was always happy. She was
Mhm.
always proactive, doing more, line wrapped around the building. And she never complained. Okay, how can I help you, ma'am? Please, sir. And those are characteristics, soft skills that are transferable. And even, the times that I wanted to run away from the industry, the things that I learned in the classroom and the experiences I had also made me a great potential manager for different places. So it is just so important that as we as leaders, when we see a spark or a great quality in another person, that we tell them. It's okay to tell somebody you really have a great personality, or I really love that way that you interact with children. I really love how you're always doing your science activities.
Mhm.
That we need that.
Yes, there's so many ways to uplift your staff. And, like you said, if they're good at science, maybe they help put on a training for the other teachers who are struggling in science. There's always a way to showcase the skill set of your staff. That makes them feel good, makes them feel empowered. And it just shows like, oh, I'm not just here in the classroom. If that's not where they want to be, they see that there's potential to be and do other things in the field. Yes.
Yes, yes. Well, listen, y'all, we still have some more to share, but we're going to take a quick little break so that Miss Davis can wet a whistle because, baby, she has been talking to us tonight about what she does with her firm. Not only does she has this firm, but she's also a child care owner. Not only is she an owner, she is true to being an early childhood educator. She has been in the industry for a number of years. She has been in the industry for a number of years, but her main purpose right now is to help you learn how to really facilitate and implement systems to provide solutions for your business.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to make sure that you're saving this video, sharing this video, and sending it to your neighbor. Send it to your neighbor. Send it to your neighbor down the street and say, hey, listen in. They have some great information. So while she takes a quick little break, you all, I'm going to share with you just a little bit more, just a tinge more about what we have going on. I want you, for those of you who are local to the Indianapolis area and or able to come, make sure you join myself. Mhm. Join me. Join two other wonderful, phenomenal early childhood educators that are owners and leaders of nationally accredited programs because we are having a retreat for the staff. Yes, we're having a retreat for your staff. Now, go ahead and talk about you. I know some of you buy them staff baskets from the Dollar Tree. No shade on Dollar Tree. Hey, I'm open response, but I'm talking about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Sometimes as business leaders and or owners, because we're so used to not having systems implemented, we just grab the last thing on the shelf and give it to the staff. That's a conversation I'm gonna have with you Hey, everybody, we are back. We are back and we are back on track. Welcome to the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time. My name is Melody, and I am so thankful to be your founder of the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time, where we come to connect, to network, and to uplift one another. This is what we do as we are uplifting children, as we are there for their families and the communities. We also have to be here for one another. Being here for one another helps us to grow stronger, helps us to show up as professionals, and definitely helps this workforce. And I am so excited that on tonight we have our special friend, Miss Cherish Davis. Tonight, y'all, we have been talking about implementation. Our word for tonight is implement. That's right, implement. I talk about me. I'm the best person to talk about me. Yes, I'm open to talking about myself. As I share with some of our other friends, even though I was running successful businesses, I still did not have systems in place. And I wish, oh my gosh, I wish, I would have known when I started this industry when I was two, 22 years ago when I was two. I would have known about people such as Cherry, coaches and consultants outside of the state. Now, mind you, because I love the state, but at the same time, for us, because 93% of the childcare industry, the business aspect is ran by small business owners. Even if you have one, two, three, four, or five centers, you're still a business owner. And it doesn't make any sense to have or run all these programs and not have a system in place to help support your program. And honey, let me pour the tea for you real quick before I bring her back on stage. Miss Cherish told us on how she was running her program open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and how she found herself frustrated when staff would call out. I mean, literally, she's there in the morning and then the person calls out, she got to drive the bus. She has to be there all night and then prepare to be there again the next day. And it wasn't until she said enough is enough that she began to do what she does. And now, tell you a little bit more to you. She is running her business 500,000 miles away. I'm just playing, but it's definitely over 500 miles away. Her facility is Queen City in Buffalo, New York, and she lives down where else? In Georgia. Yes, she lives in Georgia. So let's welcome back to the stage Miss Cherish Davis. Come on, Miss Lady. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody. Cherish Davis, founder of the Learning Lab consulting firm in Queen City Early Childhood Center in Buffalo, New York.
I am so excited to have you here on tonight. So excited to have you here on tonight. For those who are just joining us on tonight, give them a little bit about yourself, please.
Yes, so I am the founder of the Learning Lab consulting firm where I help owners, program directors implement systems to help their business run smoothly, improve the quality, and free up their time so they can focus on all those ideas that they have on all those sticky notes posted around the office. So that is what I do now, but I also own a early childhood center in Buffalo, New York, and I still work with my director like any of my other clients. So she has her sticky notes and I just help her manage those systems just like I did when I was there.
That is amazing. It just being so transparent for me is what's also amazing because sometimes we need to know the real truth. Like my mom said, we need to know the real truth of Jesus. That it can be challenging. No day is the same. Today is not the same as of yesterday. We may have processes that takes us through the procedures, but it is not the same. What can be the same is your practices, and you want to make sure that your practices are not the things that hold you back. So we've already talked about so much. I just got like about 2 more questions. You mind?
Yes. No,
Okay.
I don't mind.
Okay, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, this has just been so refreshing for me on this evening, and just also inspiring for me, because it takes a lot to one sometimes open up and tell your story, but then
Yes.
not only just opening up and telling your story, being in a position to say, this is what I've done, and I'm going to help you navigate through. Not as we say, don't talk about it, be about it. You're
Yes.
I'm just not gonna say, oh yeah, I did it too, blah blah blah. And or I can help you. That's perfect. But then there's some people, the way that they operate, they need someone to call and talk to. So, with that being said, what sets you apart? Like, how does your approach support everyone's unique needs?
Yeah, so I think it is taking that experience that I've gained in my various roles, like I said, in smaller privately owned centers, in larger federally ran programs, and just the experience that I had from opening my own center, and how I thought I was going in with all this knowledge and information and still had to take a couple steps back to learn the business side of things. But I think it's all that experience, and then just working with my clients as partners. Like, I'm not coming in as somebody telling you what to do. You know what to do for your program. You know what's best for your program. But sometimes you just need that partner to come in and help you see things from a different viewpoint, help you step outside of all of the stuff that you're going through and say, okay, let's just do this one thing at a time. What is the big goal? What are we trying to accomplish? And just work on putting a plan into place to do that and evaluate it, so you can make sure, the plan is working and we're always actively working towards your goals that you have for your program. Is definitely doable. And even on the hard days, is definitely doable.
I appreciate you for saying that. Sometimes even on the hard days, we don't feel like it's doable. We don't feel as if, when, as they say, when it hits the fan, what am I going to do? Like making sure, this science is character, really character construction zone, because every decision that you make is going to have an impact on more than just you. And even when you get to the place of your frustrations, how you respond to your frustrations, your attitude is going to affect that. Thank you so much for saying that. Woo, honey, you
Yeah.
can do it.
Yes, you definitely can. I used to quit in my head all the time, sometimes out loud, like, okay, I'm just gonna go and work for somebody else. It would just be easier. But you just have to stay focused. Like, I have friends who they will let me vent and say, okay, you're gonna quit, but you're not. They know I've been doing this for so many years, and this is where my heart and my passion was. But like I said, in those days where things are dark and you're like, okay, this cannot be what I signed up for, you just have that little bit of hope to just kind of push you through over that mountain and come out on the other side. I'm telling you, when I was sitting in that van driving at midnight, dropping that van back off, knowing I had to be back there at 6 a.m., that is the only thing that kind of got me over. Like, okay, this is the problem today, but it's not going to be that problem tomorrow.
I think the show is over. That was so good. This is the problem today, but it's not going to be the problem tomorrow. Wow. That changed the entire aspect of everything, which is one of the reasons to have a system in place. It didn't say that you're not going to have challenges, but technically being with a system, at least tomorrow's challenge shouldn't be what today's was.
And the other thing I love about systems is when you put them in place, like you said, there are going to be challenges that come up, different challenges. But when you have a system in place, it's like, okay, this is working fine with this system. So I don't have to do all the things, this, that, and the other thing. This system is flowing, is working. So now I can take that energy and that attention and put it on the problem at hand. Because like you said, the fires are going to come, they're going to be there. But if you have a system in place for this, then when this problem comes up, you develop a system for that. So now it's not going to be tomorrow's problem because you've already put that in place and you have a way to work through that next time. And that's how I told you I accidentally fired myself because I kept putting these systems in place. And I'm like, wait, I need to be here every day. That was a big change for me, for sure, because it was not in the plan.
Right. You were working a plan and then realized that you were fired.
Fired.
I'm sure you're probably like, well, I feel exposed,
Yeah.
but I'm happy. Well, why are you crying?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yes.
What's wrong with you? Nothing. Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. You all, I don't know about you, but especially as a developing leader, whether or not you are running a business or somebody else's business, you may feel as if the work never ends. And the honest truth is that it's not, because the
Mhm.
quality should be a continuum, but there should be a system, a process in place to help you eliminate the unnecessary challenges. And one thing that I remember reading with you is that you talked about optimizing, like optimizing the little things so that you can focus on the little ones. That was
Yes.
that's a word right there. Before
Yes.
I ask my next question, let's talk about it. No, I'm
Yes.
serious.
So
You said optimizing the little things so that you can focus on the little ones.
yes, is I like to think of it as there are some things in your business that you can kind of put on autopilot.
Mm,
Like I said, when you are managing somebody else's business, you know, you are responsible for certain tasks. But
mhm,
when you are the person that's responsible for paying people, I had only approved people's timesheets before in my previous roles.
mhm,
Now I am in charge of all the money, how it gets sent out. I had to figure out, okay,
mm.
what platform am is going to be right for my business for payroll, because every platform is not the same.
That's
So
right.
that was trial and error. I tried one, it didn't work. I tried another one. From clocking in, those small things that you may not think about, that have to be done, and those are things that sometimes only you can do. You
Right.
have to figure out how to put a system in place. Okay, is this platform going to take the hours and put it in, and then I just have to click a button to make sure everything goes through? Like
Yeah.
those simple things, I didn't go into opening my business with that. I knew it had to be done, but I didn't have a plan in place. But
Mm,
once I saw how much time it was taking to do all these things, I said, oh no, I have to figure out how we're going to streamline and optimize these things to make sure that, say for example, I was sick, there was some way for these things to be able to get done. If I had enough energy and breath to be able to push a button to approve the payroll or do certain things that only I could do at the time, I had to figure that out. And so again, that's how I said I kind of got rid of myself once I started putting all these things in place, because I didn't have to be there to do it every day. And there are still things that I do take care of in my business, but as long as I have Wi-Fi and internet, I can take care of those things at any time. So um, optimizing things and just taking things off of your shoulder is really the way to kind of get in that groove of like, okay, this is done. Let me focus on this. Let me focus on the other thing, to grow your program, to improve the quality, all of the things, all of the charts and sticky notes.
mm, mm, mm. All right, y'all. For those of you who are just walking in, I know you're like, well, what did I just stumble upon? Maybe grab your tea. Make sure you go back and start this video over because you are at the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time. And my name is Melody, and I am here with Miss Cherish Davis, who is, come on now, helping us get our lives together tonight. It is giving, the word for tonight is implement. It is giving optimizing. It is giving encouraging your staff. It is giving, taking all of those notes off of your desk because it is not your affirmation time. It is your affirmation time, your confirmation time of ensuring that children are in high quality programs. So, y'all, we have been talking tonight, and I have just like one more question for her. But I have her information going down at the bottom of the screen. She's going to let you know her Instagram and all of the rest of the channels. I'm going to encourage you to follow her because she definitely does give great content. So this is, I'm saying this is my last question. I'm hope I'm not. This question is the last one I have typed out for you tonight. But depending on your answer, we might go a little bit longer. So, in your experience, what key systems or strategies have proven most effective in improving the quality of childcare programs?
So, one of the things we talked about earlier was empowering your staff. And so, just making sure that you, as a leader, as a director, can seek out those skills in your staff. Like, you have staff that bring so many things to the table. How can I utilize that in the program? It's really empowering people is like at the foundation of building these systems because we can't do it alone. And every time we try to do it alone, it just takes a toll, and that's where that burnout comes. But by empowering other people, everybody can stay balanced at the same playing field because it is lightened, the load is lightened off of you, but you're also teaching somebody else how to do valuable skills. There's so many things. I want to say my first system that I put into place was for handling enrollment tours. I was the only one doing it at first, and I thought that was something that only I could do. And so once I figured, my teachers are in the classroom every day. And when I'm doing these enrollment tours, I'm stopping by the classrooms and introducing the teachers and having them give information about their classroom. So if they can do that about their classroom, they know the ins and outs of the program. Why not empower them to be able to do that as well? And so that was one of the first things I did, was kind of sit down and think about what are all the things you talk about in an enrollment tour and come up with a list of talking points. And so you can make sure everybody is on the same page. Use that tool to train my staff. And so I knew that the same information that I could verbalize in my sleep because I was the only one doing it, now I have it on paper. It's out of here. And if I am not available, we don't have to say, oh, you have to come back because the director is not here. No, it's okay. I know a tour is coming up. Let me go ahead and plan for it. And here are the talking points. It really it becomes simple when you kind of step back and think about what it is you want to do, what the goal is for the system. It really helps when you just step back. But like I said, when you're in the thick of it, sometimes it's hard to see that other side. And it's just like, oh, I have to do all these things, but you really don't. Or you can do it in a more efficient way.
She told you. You are absolutely right. Y'all, she's been talking about me all night. She has been talking about me all night. But it's so true. We have to take the zip ties off of our staff and ourselves because it does beget burnout. It does beget to the staff that I don't matter, that I'm not a part of the team, and that I can't grow with the company. And sometimes I've run across people, and people even meaning me, that was had that scared money, you know. Scared money don't make money. I didn't know which button to push. I didn't know exactly what to do. And that hindered business growth. And what hinders business growth also hinders staff development. And what hinders
Mhm.
staff development also hinders family trust. And what hinders family trust also caps off on the children's ability.
Mhm.
Mm,
And that
mm,
trust too is even helps to build the culture of your program. If you feel like you have to do everything and you don't trust your staff to be able to do other things that they are doing every single day, it's like the culture is, oh, she doesn't trust me, so she has to do everything. And
mm.
then, again, that leads to that burnout. I can't be sick. I can't take a vacation. I can't attend my child's dance recital. It's just so many things that you don't have to miss out on it, and it's okay to share the workload, and it builds that trust. And then your staff think, okay, you know what, I can stay here because she trusts me, she empowers me, I'm learning. And even if they don't stay, like you said, they are taking those skills elsewhere, and if they're still in the field, that's still a win because they're still working with our babies.
Come on, somebody. So now
Yes.
y'all hear it from her, because everybody always says, "Well, I can't find any valuable staff. Nobody wants to work." Well, the people that possibly would have stayed in the industry don't want to, because you're burnt out and now you burnt them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, y'all, tonight has been whoo, just really. I don't know about you, Miss Davis, but I'm so glad that you came.
Oh,
I
I'm so glad I came.
I need it tonight. I need it tonight for me, as I am serving and helping others to reach the highest level of high quality in our industry. Just as reminders, because I have programs that come that definitely have systems and processes in place. And then I have programs that have them, but sometimes the implementation just needs a little bit of extra more love. you know
Hmm.
Everybody is different, but having a system, a proven system that has worked every day, day in and out, no matter the challenge, does make a difference. So before we get out of here, I want to come completely off the screen so that you can talk to the people, give them one more thing, and we're gonna give the word of the day, and we're gonna let them go for the night, because I need this system, this optimizing the little work so you can focus on the little ones, simmer in their spirit.
Yeah. So thank you so much for having me. Cherish Davis, the founder of the Learning Lab consulting firm. And I am here to partner with whoever needs help, whoever is in that place of you have all these ideas and you need to know how to put these systems in place to get there. There is a way out of being stuck in a rut or being close to burnout. We don't have to stay there, because remember, today's problems, they don't have to be tomorrow's problems. So just implementing systems and making sure that you are empowering people, empowering your staff at the same time is how we really all win. If you want to follow me, please check me out on Instagram. It's cherish underscore the underscore boss bay, all one word. Or you can go to my website. It's across the bottom, so screenshot it, but it's www.llconsultingfirm.com.
So yes, everybody, tonight has been totally amazing, totally amazing. Hey, Miss Francis, yes, I'm with you. It has been a great evening. We really do have to take time and look at what we're doing. I know that you said it, and I just want to say it again. I love that you said optimizing the little work to focus on the little ones. I'm taking that with me. They say, they the people, the old people say, take the Lord along with you everywhere you go. Baby,
Yeah.
I'm taking that word with me because we definitely have to optimize the work that we do in order to make an impact for the children, the families, and the community in which we serve. So let's, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and go back over our word for tonight, which was implement. You ready, Miss Cherish? Now, do you
Yeah.
have anything that you want to say to them about this word real quick?
Yes, implementing is the key part. You can brain dump, put all your ideas on paper, but until you start to implement and put the decision, the plan, the agreement into effect, it is just an idea, it is just a thought. So, implement is the key word. Definitely a good word for today. You have to put the plan into action.
I had to come on off the stage, y'all, because I needed you all to hear that. And I hear Miss Renee in the background. She's talking to somebody. Miss Renee, we're gonna let you come on up here, Miss Renee, and say what you need to say. That's just a real. But what I want to do is I want us to make sure that we stay in contact with Miss Cherish. Stay in contact with what you need. As I've shared my own story, I love being an early childhood educator, but I didn't come in it with a business mindset. And as I shifted into management, I was only thinking about the state. But I'm telling you, as a prior state employee, as a prior center director with lots of successes and failures, you have to go beyond what the state gives you in order to have a successful business. It is not the state's responsibility to give you systems. It is the state's responsibility to ensure that the children stay safe and that they are monitoring because their lives are at risk. The service that we provide can also put the public health and other things in danger. So please make sure that you get with you someone, find some system to help you implement strategies in your business. So our word for the night is implement. You ready, Miss Cherish?
Yes.
Let's clap it. Implement. Implement.
Implement.
Let's snap it. Implement. Let's not implement. And baby, because it's been such a tea spiller night, let's shake it. Implement. It has been good. It's really three words. Put into effect. Now we're going to talk about the parentheses. Put a decision into effect. Put a plan into effect. Put an agreement into effect. Put whatever it is that whatever action it is into effect that's going to make a difference in your business. Everyone, it has been so wonderful tonight. And Miss Cherish, I just thank you. My hats are off to you because you definitely have a system in place to have your business running in New York and live in Georgia. That is absolutely amazing to be running a high quality program. But one thing that I also love is that not only are you providing the service for others, you are empowering and giving the service to those who are running your business. That says a lot. So thank you so much for all
Thank
that you
you.
do. Your community is affecting the globe, and I just appreciate you.
Thank
Now,
you so
now
much for having me.
thank you. Don't let this be your last time. Don't you come up on here and talk about me, and then I don't see you no more.
No, we have so much to talk about. So I definitely will be back. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Oh, before you go, please tell them how to get in contact with you across your social media platforms too.
Yes. So on Instagram, it is cherish underscore the underscore boss bay, all one word. Or you can follow the business page, the Learning Lab Consulting Firm. That is on Instagram and on Facebook. And the website is at the bottom, www.llconsultingfirm.com.
Yes, yes, yes. It has been a pleasure on tonight to have you. Thank you so much. We shall see you again.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Tonight was so wonderful. And I'm so thankful that you have been here with us. If you have enjoyed this session, I told you already, go ahead and share it with your neighbor, but look straight ahead. Because I know, I don't want them to know that you're talking about them, but baby, because she was talking about me. And if you're anything like me, you want the best. And now you have this community that is going to bring you the best that we can. So not only go back and watch this video, go and watch the other videos. Go and connect with a person on the stage. Go and connect with your neighbor that may have had a great comment. We are all here to support one another. Our community is about connecting, uplifting, and networking, and we are stronger together. And in the midst of being stronger together, make sure, come on now, make sure, I'm going to show it for you. Let me come off the stage. I'm going to give you 3 seconds. Go ahead and screenshot this. I'm giving it to you for you to join myself and 2 other dynamic leaders next Saturday. I'm going to give you 2 seconds. Screenshot it right.
Mark your calendars and join MCCA in Austin, Texas, April 2024. We can't wait to see you there.
Little boy, get your feet off the table. This ain't your mama house. Put your feet down on the floor and watch this movie. How was y'all day today at school? Y'all had a good day at school? You got homework on the first day of school? Really? Let me see. Little boy, how did you get suspended on the first day of school? Stealing out the teacher desk, phones out during class after the child was instructed to put the phone up and call the teacher a B word. Your mama gonna whoop your whole head. Little boy, take all them pencils and notebooks and papers and crayons and pencils and paper and pencils and paper, put it in your book bag. We don't need to see your school supplies. We know your mama went to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Who mama that is coming in the door? Pam, come here. Hey, Pam. Marcus, get your stuff. Your mama here. Pam, your child peeked in his pants again. No, we're not going outside. It's too hot outside. Y'all mama would kill us if she know y'all was going outside in this heat. Shut up and watch this TV.
Now listen, don't let that be you and don't let that be any of your teachers. It shouldn't be you, and that's why you all need to join us. Yes, join myself, join Dr. Asia Rivers, join Coach Cindy Sullivan Bridges here in Indianapolis, Indiana on Saturday, December 16th. We are having a teachers retreat. We're trying to take your teachers from being that way to being teachers of a high quality program. And the only way that they can get to transitioning to be an early childhood educator of a high quality program, they need to hear the stories, they need to be elevated, and they definitely need to be celebrated. So I just go went on ahead and gave everybody the code. You make sure you put that code in, and guess what? They're going to come for free. All right. All right. Again, thank you, everybody. Tonight's show was so wonderful. I'm so thankful that Miss Cherish Davis thought it not robbery to join us tonight to talk about systems. Many of us have been, and I was one of many of us, burnt out. But had I had a system in place, I would have continued to be successful. And I still was. But it was a lot of work. So I just believe that with you all having a greater advantage than I did when I was 2, and I've been working in this industry for the past 22 years, that you can do even better and go even further to provide high quality care for the children, the families, and your community to make a global impact. I am Melody McGuire. I'm so thankful to be here. Make sure you are following the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time on all of your platforms. Go ahead and visit our website, ececircletime.com. That is ECE Circle Time, so that you can stay abreast of everything that is going on within our community, because we are here to serve you. I hope that you all have a wonderful night and a wonderful day. We will see you later. Have a good one, guys.